While the former president battled things out in court, he's still facing a fight on the campaign trail. Republican rival Nikki Haley refusing to quit, remaining in the race for the nomination. But after the results in New Hampshire, Trump went on a social media tirade, clearly angry and questioning why she's still in the race. Joining me to discuss is Stephen Farnsworth, political science professor at the University of Mary Washington. Hi there, good to see you. So I want to get straight,
Morning.
Stephen, to why Donald Trump is lashing out at Nikki Haley. I mean, he handily won both of those states. He seems to have a lock on the nomination. Why his frustration?
Well, I think it's pretty clear that Donald Trump is neither a gracious winner nor a gracious loser. The reality for him is that this contest will continue. He's clearly the overwhelming favorite in just about every state that has yet to vote in the nomination process for the Republicans, but he simply can't accept that. He wants this process to be over. Nikki Haley, though, has other ideas, and that's her right. The idea of what the Republican Party stands for, what the Republican Party should represent, she's got as much right to continue to run as Donald Trump does.
And she's made it clear she has no intentions of backing out of the race at this point. And now, of course, we know she's setting her sights on her home turf, South Carolina. What are you expecting over the next few weeks between Haley and Trump? And do you think that she will stand by her word and stay in the race?
Well, I think it's increasingly clear that the Republican Party is coming around to the idea that Donald Trump is going to be the Republican nominee again. Nearly every Republican, including many who've been on the sidelines before New Hampshire, are starting to say that it is time for her to get out. I think that if Nikki Haley does stay in the race for the next month until the South Carolina primary, she will face increasing pressure every week from donors who think that she should step aside, and from her supporters, who are going to be less enthusiastic as the inevitability of Trump's nomination becomes clearer. This is the dynamic that Donald Trump would want. He's in a very dominant position in the Republican nomination process and within the party itself. And one of the issues that Haley has to consider if she stays in the race for the next month is what her future might look like within the Republican Party post-Trump. It may not be so appealing to Donald Trump because you have a guy who is very inclined to retain grudges, and that could be very bad for Nikki Haley and the future of the Republican Party.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have questioned if she does exit the race, does she kiss the ring, as the saying goes? Does she turn around and endorse Trump? It seems like there is some fairly bad blood between the two of them out on the campaign trail.
Yeah, my guess is that she endorsed the Republican nominee. The question is how much effort she would put into the Republican nominee if this scenario plays out where Trump is the nominee and she can no longer be a viable candidate. My guess is that there is enough frustration with Trump and Haley that Haley wouldn't necessarily gain all that much from trying to be putting herself back in the good graces of Trump. It's pretty clear that there's a really personal anger that Trump feels about her continuing in this race, and that is very different than the way that some of the other candidates who didn't attack Trump when they were candidates and who have stepped aside are being treated. As you see there on the stage for the images that you're showing right now, many of Trump's former candidates have endorsed him. His former rivals have endorsed him, and that's a very different scenario than the Nikki Haley situation.